We'll see this right now.
On my own profile,
It's
not my
live.
page.
We're live.
I don't see anything.
Yeah. It says here meeting is now streaming live on Facebook.
Okay. Yay.
Right now?
On my own
Yay.
profile,
It's
not my
live.
page.
We're live.
I
Beautiful.
don't-
So just close your web browser. It says here meeting is now streaming live on
Which
Facebook.
one? I don't want to.
Okay.
I should not close Zoom, right?
Not Zoom, the web browser. We're live.
It's like Groundhog Day. All right. Yay.
That was
Yay.
disturbing.
Yay. Happy
Yay.
tick. Good. So yeah, so I think about a week ago, we were in a call in Shambhala school, and I was sitting with Taki'h and Timo, and we've been diving deep with the money piece and how it relates to soul, and listening to Taki'h and Timo talk about Nikkilä from the beginning, from the seed part to now where it is like right there about to like birth. I was just so moved. It brought me to ecstatic excitement, to tears, to frustration. And I really felt that the story needs to be shared. The backstory, the all the behind the scenes soul work and personal work and growth work between them as individuals, as them together, because this story is medicine. So yay, thank you, Taki'h and Timo, for revealing yourselves and sharing your journeys. This is a beautiful piece. So let's begin. With how it started. I think one of the biggest pieces is birthing soul and how it relates to money, and how soul, to birth your purpose, actually takes fucking investment. It doesn't just arrive magically through the ethers. And so I'd like to ask Timur about your story, because I mean, you worked your whole life and investing, and then just to offer it, to just dedicate it, to offer it, and to move through your fear. And I really want to hear your journey, like what happened.
Yeah, Nikkilä took me through like many stages, which in retrospect were like perfect for me, because it started out as we just fell in love with the place, but the fact was it was too expensive. Double the money that we could pay. But I was still feeling safe because we had some like plans where we can get money and it's going to be okay. But there was still a leap of faith in the beginning. And then as the time went by, like one by one, these safety nets just fell apart. And I was faced like at least 3 times with the question like, are we still going to go forward? Because we could still pull back from it, lose some money, but yes, we could pull back from it. And all my working life, I worked for 25, 30 years with, Excels and optimizing taxes and being really clever about saving money for the retirement. Like there was a safety net there that would give me a passive income for the rest of my life. And through all these steps with Nikkilä, the plan was that I don't have to let that go. So I had that safety there and we could still go through with Nikkilä, until I was faced with the question of like, okay, the only chance to go forward is to let that go, is to sell that company and let that safety net go. And am I really still willing to go forward? And actually, it wasn't even hard. It was like, yes, of course. And I can feel there was a contraction around that money, because it needs to be held till I'm retired, and it needs to be guarded, and it needs to be like tended to so that it doesn't go away. And then to let that go was actually a relief. It's like I can let go everything that I've gathered and hoarded all my working life, and it's freed. The money is freed, and now I can put it into wherever I want. I can put it into Nikkilä. I can put it into like, we'll put some in crypto and see what the crypto guys are going to do about it. And there wasn't anymore the fear around that. So I felt that like that has like trickled down to other aspects of the life too, because there's a big part of holding. When it's released, there's lots more energy in other parts of also as the money. And yeah, so it feels like there was a time that I gathered this money for a good reason, and now it's going all to Nikkilä. And there's like, I have zero fear that we're going to be okay. It's
That we're not
going to be okay. It will support us, and it's amazing how much support is coming in. And another key piece was that happened with Nikkilä is that I allowed myself to ask for help. That was a big thing of like, I do everything myself. I can do everything myself, and that's my falling point, because it's true. And to just then to face the fact with Nikkilä, this is so big that I can't do it myself. It's too expensive and it's too much to hold. I need both money and I need help for in my personal little discussion that can I go through with it. And when I realized that that's the only reason, that's the only way to go forward, is that I do need to ask for help. And that was another release. Yeah. There's a lot of details, but I think that's
I wanted to comment on this, because that's like the shift from personality to soul, right? Of like, in personality, we're very much about, mine, me, I can do it alone, or what's the strategic way, what's the safety net, what's the the cushioning in order to get through the world, in order to hurt less or risk less, or whatever, have less heartbreak. And so in both of what you just shared, Timo, it's a reflection of how shifting from personality to soul with the money piece of like, I don't need the passive income to trust that I'm going to be okay. And that doesn't have to stay like that when there's a soul piece that's coming through that could use it, and washing that 30 years of income for that personality developed, that it was all for beautiful reasons and all of that, but putting it all to soul and trusting that. And then this asking for help of going beyond the personal comforts and likes and dislikes of like, I'd rather do it alone, I'd rather not have to deal with other people, I'd rather not be shown in vulnerability, or admit that I could, whatever, all the stuff that goes on in the personal level. And then just soul being like, actually this, and Nikkilä being a huge teacher already for us in the past year that we've been journeying with this land, but that it's an invitation from soul to say, actually the reality is we are all interconnected. We cannot, and if you want to do this separately, I won't allow it, kind of thing. It's like you have to get to the stage of being able to reach out, ask for help, invite others in. Otherwise it's not a soul project.
And it was beautiful, because all the way from the beginning, it wasn't that we have to get this. It was we saw it was teaching us like every month a new lesson, and we were all the time okay to let it go. And so there wasn't this like
the grabbing,
contracted grabbing way of like, we need to get it. We had no clue if we're gonna get it. We said we put down 100,000 euros, And the deal was they're gonna keep it for 7 months till this June. And if we don't come up with the money, we lose the 100,000.
And most of it was borrowed money, but we had a way to repay it.
Yeah.
But we didn't have liquid at that time. So it was
So
mostly.
how much money did you need? Like, I mean, 100,000, and how much was the other
property,
payment?
the property plus taxes, it was 960 or 970,000. So almost €1 million.
Yeah, I remember it being $1 million. I was like, wow, that's so brave.
And then another half a million for renovations. That's about the size of it. And the safe amount of us to invest in a place like this would have been $500,000.
Yeah.
And then I could have my passive income, and I could have an easy, restful personality.
Now you've offered it all up. And I mean, I think this is the potency, is that it was almost demanded, no,
it was not all
just like,
yeah, it was.
everything, knife at the throat. Like, what are you willing to give up?
Yeah.
Like,
I was like,
on.
Are you willing to give it? Like it was, but it took, and Nikkilä was very kind existence. Life was very kind. It took a step by step. It wasn't like everything or not, because at that point a year ago it would have been like, no, okay, we this is maybe not. But slowly, like the backups, other people who were going to come in as co-buyers or donors, they started to fall apart, and it's like, and what more, and what more, and what more, and now everything. And it was like,
then even the last bit of like me agreeing on selling my business, my half of the business, and that dragged on for months. And the last bit being like, okay, I only get half of that, so are you willing to take a personal loan to cover for half of that, to see if the corona passes and the restaurants start paying your rents again? And that was a whole thing, and that's still pending. So I went to the bank and took 400,000 euros more on my personal loan against what I'm still supposed to get from my company.
Which is, it's a temporary thing. And I know that Bruce's teachings are very, very special on this, which is like, you don't go into debt for soul. You move with what you have and you give it to soul, and that will then attract more. And so this is a 2-month, 3-month temporary thing while the balance comes in. But it was so many moving pieces. And also part of the guidance or the teachings that have come through is that, the price is very simple and it's very basic. It's everything.
Yeah.
So you don't go in negotiating with your personality, but I wanted that safety, or, when I get older, or and it's not to say that everybody should, let go of everything and do this. That's not the point. Maybe other people's initiation and journey is different, but certainly if you're going to go this far in with the soul piece, the money piece has, that's been the big thing, is that soul up in the sky, here, there, whatever, but not landing, not touching the pocketbooks, not shaking the base, not reaching the base and shaking out what needs to go, and having access to your bank account. The soul has access to your bank account is relatively a very rare thing. Like, you can have access to many things in your daily life, but to your bank account or to your retirement plan.
And it's beautiful how it's been all aligning. Like everything is, you could see it from the personality point of view that this is so hard. We're like, test it. Or you could see it from the soul perspective that everything is running like a perfect plan.
Like even when we sold the apartment, it was like, he had to bring down the price by over 100,000 because we were trying to sell the apartment for as much as possible so we could pay off for Nikkilä, right? But then he had to bring it down because there weren't buyers and Corona and all of that. And then the buyers came who were like, okay, we'll pay you this much, which was much lower, which was like 150,000 lower than we originally had hoped for. We'll give you all the money now, but we don't need to move in until the end of May.
Yeah,
that never happens here. You can stay months after they give you all the money.
February. Yeah, from February to the end of May, from mid-February, February 15th to the end of May. And we were like, at first, the personality was like, what do you mean 150,000 less? And, no, we're going to hold out and we're going to get more.
I got angry.
He got angry, he sent the message like, tell them no, that's an insult. And then he realized, again, it was a test. And he realized that like, oh, maybe this is actually like you know, a test, a sign, you know, an invitation, and maybe I shouldn't respond from a place of anger, you know. Let me sleep on this. And then in the morning it was like, why don't we take this money, invest what we can, you know, help get this money to move other money. We have 4 months, you know, to do that, or 3 months, 4 months to do that, and see, maybe it's
And in your home.
and we have a home. We don't have to move. Yeah. And we don't have to keep
We were
cleaning.
ready to, like, we have to find a temporary place somewhere.
And that takes time and energy and all of that. So it was like, thank you now in retrospect. But at the time it was like, yeah, but from soul perspective, it's a very different reality.
The same thing with my warehouse. I do bronze sculptures, and I have a 120 square meter of warehouse packed with stuff. And I sold it, and the guy wanted me to rent it. So like I'm renting also that.
Yeah, he didn't want to take possession right away.
He gave me the money in January, and I'm renting it till the end of this month. So now I'm moving from there.
He wanted that.
Yeah, he wanted that.
It's a beautiful thing, because it's like us demanding everything, but there's love. There's a feeling of ease and comfort. And so it's not everything, and you're sitting, you know, on the street with, you know, it's everything, but with gentleness and kindness. And I think this is the soul way, at least in my experience as well. It's like it demands everything, and it's tough, but it's not unforgiving. The unforgiving part is the pieces inside that are like too contracted to release.
Yeah, and how it's worked with us is the demand for everything, and then when you respond, it doesn't take everything from you. It's just the willing.
Well, it is, in a way, it is taking everything, but you're right. It's not like we're under a bridge trying to figure out
beautifully.
Yeah, trying to figure out where we're going to live or something. It's like, yes, everything was taken. Yes, the passive income is gone. Yes, this apartment is sold. Yes, the loan had to be taken to, you know, compensate until the rest of the money comes in. Yes, all of those risks, all of those, put yourself on the line, you know, sit in the fire in the middle of it and burn, all of that. Yes. And we're still held. We're still held, but, and because of that, we are held in that greater love and support, which is never denied and never part of the bargaining, never on that table, never tested. It's like, that's actually what you got to believe in. And then when you go all in, because you're like, fuck yeah, like there's nothing else that this money should go to, or there's nothing else that I should be doing or want to be doing. So I'm all in, and I'm all in with my money too. Because all in, really, actually, if you're really all in, then you're all in with your money too, you know? And then, okay. And support will come in the way of angels, of humans who are like, yeah, take the money and live here, and take the money, you know, and like, it will all work out.
And I mean, that's part of the reason we're doing this video, is also to put it out there and saying, like, the support is coming. Can we have the support? Like, you know, we are and also asking for that, you know. And I think this is also what you spoke about earlier with the vulnerability piece, is that trust, but also the action, you know, also the like, okay, cool, but we're going to go take the loan, and we're going to extend it and expand it, and, you know, jump on a freaking Facebook Live and talk about it, and all these elements to go, okay, cool, but we're giving everything, but we also putting the feelers out. Come, you know, like, come the pieces that I need, or we need, to really birth the soul piece, and to bring it, to manifest it into reality.
And then one more thing, to make a distinction between what your personality needs and what your soul needs.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And to come back to what you're saying, Alex, and that was what my testing was with Haydn. And so I'd just like to share that story a little bit, because being on that other end where somebody's asking for help, and it was my teacher, mentor, and friend, Bruce Lyon, who, again, just like us, had the money piece sorted out. And then one person who was going to come in out of the 3 to pay, it didn't work out. He dropped out. And then all of a sudden he needed the money, and he put out a call, just like we're doing, of like, okay, we've given everything, and we've been tested, and we've been purified in this way, and it continues, of course. And we need help. We can't do this alone. And for me to witness that in Bruce, I remember the post, I remember like it was yesterday, the Facebook post that came, and I could just feel like this has to happen. Like this has to happen. And I give everything. And in that moment, I just, I remember being the first one who replied to that post. And I remember the comment I made, and I was like, what is the bank account? You can have everything that's in mine. Tell me what's your bank account. Like, and I wanted it to be public, because I know the way energy moves is if I stand, I inspire, invite others to stand, but I have to stand first, and I have to stand with everything. It's not like that, going to the battle and the king is in the back at the top of the hill saying, yes, yes, go, raise that flag. And, no, it's like, I stand first, and I stand with everything, and I risk everything. And I put everything on the line, and then anybody else willing to stand with me. And so that's what Bruce was doing. And that's what inspired in me. And then I stood, and I remember at that moment looking at my bank account and being like, okay, I know that I have 30,000 right now that of groups of money that I had saved. And there were 20,000 more that was coming in a month from groups that had already been scheduled. And it was a fixed amount that I was going to be paid. And I said, Bruce, I have this much to give you right now, and I have this much coming. Is it too late? Will you be able to use it all? And he was just like in awe, like, what? And I was like, oh, it's okay. I'm keeping like 5,000 for myself until I can earn more. I remember writing that and saying that, and he was a bit like, and I was like, oh, I'm not worried. Like, I this has to happen. And just like everything is in service to that. And here's a very beautiful part of that story. 2 months before that, I remember it was February, or 3 months, because he put his call out in May, like now, like us, or April, May. Yeah, this time is a very powerful time. And I had a friend who said, I had money this 30,000. And I was like, oh, it's the first time I have any money I could invest. Why don't I invest in something instead of just putting it under my mattress or something, watching it grow it like in interest in the bank with such little, like, let me invest in something. And I know nothing about investing. So somebody said, I just put in, and he had just put in, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of money into gold and silver. And he's like, it's a great time to invest in that. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that sounds very safe. And my mother and grandmother always talked about, you keep the silver, you keep the gold, that appreciates, and you never, I was like, oh, okay, great. And so I told him, oh, I just got this great advice, and I'm thinking I'll do that. And he'll help me because he just did it. So I'll just do what he did. Like, I just copy paste. I don't even have to look into it, learn, research, nothing. And he looks at me and he said, we were not in the same place, and he says, do you know that the only way that money, that gold and silver appreciates is if there's war or famine? And I just had this moment of like, no, I can't put my money into something that will grow because I'm betting on others suffering. I'm betting on shit going wrong. And I was like, yeah, no, I can't do that. And 2 or 3 months later, whatever it was, Bruce put out this call, and I was like, oh, that's where my money's supposed to go. That was a test. Do I lead with my personality that like, hey, I have money to invest in. Hey, I'll earn something good for it. And hey, Corona came around and maybe gold and silver has appreciated. I don't know. Or do I put it into soul and knowing that I probably won't see a dime ever for that? And right now that we need money and we're fundraising for money, does it ever occur to me to take that money out? Never, ever. And I know Bruce, he has this arrangement with everybody who invested or became a donor that like, if you need the money back, just give me some, fair warning to get it together. You can have your money back. But it's like, I have an umbilical cord through my base connected to Haydn, connected to that mystery school, connected to that land, connected to the temple, to all the teachings that come through, to everything that happens, even though I'm not physically there. I'm connected through the money. That money, I'm getting so much back from that money being with Haydn than I would putting it towards, our renovation supplies. And that's the invitation to everybody, that if you want to stand, it's not like, oh, poor them, like, from that place of like, they need money and look, or from that place of like, I have some extra in here, it's not from a careless place. It's from this place of like consciousness that it's €1, €5, 50,000, whatever the amount is, it's because you're in. And when your money's in, or the money you're a guardian of, you're in, then you get back. And you may not get back in cash. You may not get back in amounts like, you know, dollars or whatever, euros, whatever your currency is, but you grow and you get back from that connection. So we invite people to feel that. And I know what it's, and when I ask, I'm not asking from a place of like manipulation or trying to, you know, convince anybody or whatever. I'm asking from a place that I know when someone asked and what it moved in me and my soul aligned with money and it gave, and how I have benefited over the past 4 years. And right now I wouldn't dream of even, you know, touching that money, being now in our position where we're asking others to join us. It's in that stance. And one thing that I learned very beautifully from our exchange that week ago, Alex, is that, you know, you were feeling like your rand, what can your rand do? So maybe you want to say a little bit about that.
Yes, this is literally what I wanted to share, was like every bit counts, you know, and that feeling of helplessness, like it's a €1 million project. What is my fucking 10 rand gonna do? I was just like, oh my God, I'm helpless. And just, I felt so helpless knowing that like, I would like to come. I wish I was in Germany. I would just come to Nikkilä this summer and just work the land, you know, what, and this helplessness. And then you were speaking about it, you're like, no, and I can't, you're going to have to remind me how many mugs you could get for €10 or €5. It was like ridiculous. I remember you said the thing and I was like, what? I was like, no. And you're like, yes. With this tiny bit of money, I can get like cups so that everybody can drink tea. I can buy a fucking table and chairs for €60 and I was like, okay, Alex, you need to let go of this piece and just give what you can, which for my little rands in South Africa, it's 18 rands for €1. I mean, it's stupid maths. Like when you calculate backwards, you're just like, all the fear vibrates in the base. And I was just like, okay, but I can give something. And I remember I was like, I gave it for half a table. So I gave €30. So somebody match me and let's buy a fucking table. Like, come on, you know, it makes, every little piece makes a difference. And yeah.
Yeah. So it's exactly that people feel that powerlessness because it's like in the grandness of that €1 million that it took to buy it. And then another €500,000 that we need for the renovations. It's like, yeah, where's my €5, €10 going to go? And yes, we do need people to step in with 50,000 or 20,000 or 100,000 or whatever, people who have that capacity. Please stand, please come in. Yes, we need that. And if you have €5, yes, that's 10 mugs because each mug is €50, 50 cents of €1. There's 2 charity shops around the corner. So when you donate, not only does it go to Nikkilä, but then that money gets put into the charity shop and what, you know, that goes to the charity also. And yeah, like these, you know, these little pieces of, you know, what table are they going to sit in? You know, people who are coming, you know, where are they going to, what are they going to drink from? And so it's like, yeah, these pieces, all of that counts. Or how are we going to pay for the paint? You know, like all those amounts add up. And it's that moment
the
when
soul piece of like,
exactly.
it takes a village, it takes a community to do the big pieces. It's all the little €5 come together and weave into this greater being. And that's, for me, like that's the energy of soul work.
It's exactly that piece of like, if as a soul, if I move money with that intention, you know, as opposed to, and Bruce says this all the time, like, you know, I'd rather have your €10 that comes from soul than your €100 that comes with strings attached and games and whatever ego stuff from your personality. Like, hell yes, absolutely. And just the last piece I want to say on this is, you know, you said it takes a community, it takes a humanity. It takes a humanity to realize you're not powerless. You know, if I looked and said like, oh my God, all the plastic in the seas, all the plastic, I've read your post. I remember your post of when, during the TTT, when you went out and you cleaned these little pellet things, you know, from your ocean, from that beachfront that you went to. And it's like, yeah, there's thousands and they keep washing up. And if everybody said, well, my piece doesn't count. where would we be?
Yeah.
And if everybody said, my little piece does count, where we would be? So whatever size your piece, like let's not, like I keep writing this because people are like, I'm so sorry, I can't donate more, you know? And I write back and I'm like, please stop apologizing for the amount. It's like when I hear a man apologizing for the size of his cock, like, please stop. Like, please be proud, stand. Stand with that 5 euros, that 20 euros, that 50 euros, stand. Thank you.
So yes, stand. All the links are below. Read the links, donate. They're not going to say it like militaire, but I will say it. Do it from soul to soul. And yeah, I look forward to many videos from you having fabulous summer in Nikkilä and sharing all the various updates.
And come also. Hands are
Yeah.
also needed. And I know, Alex, you will make your way one day. So I don't know if it's this summer, but it will be. So I do trust that also.
Yeah. And aren't you running a volunteer program this summer?
So yeah, I mean, it's again, it's like soul-based community, and it's for those who want to come and work the land and help anchor the temple with their physical body, not just the donation, although that is also very much needed, because you know we can have 10 hands wanting to paint, but we don't have money for the paints. Then so both are needed, and we need the support physically there because there's so much to do, so much to you know to work through. And we also at the same time will be having meditations and rituals and soul purpose work and land journeys. And so it's in the context of like because this is just it's my mission in this life, soul anchoring fully in body in everyday life. So we will live that physically.
Amazing.
Together. With 2 huskies. We're adopting 2 huskies also. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mwah. And we'll see you soon.
Oh, and please, people, donate, like the Nikkilä Facebook page, because that helps with algorithms. Let's just be frank about it. And spread the word. Tell everybody. Because this is happening. This isn't like in the future, pie in the sky kind of thing. It's happening now.
You said June. June is now.
We're moving stuff every day there. And we start in June with renovations, hands-on. Everybody welcome. Souls, please land. Mwah.
Ciao.
Bye.